Hey, Vet Nele here. I'm sure there's no one here yet, but I'm just gonna start this live off right away. So I'm Vet Nele. I help cat owners avoid and treat medical or behavioral problems without the long waiting times and stress, and so you don't get a heart attack from looking things up on Google. You really shouldn't. So I like to start these new live Q&A series off with something that happened recently in my own practice that I can use to help you out. And sorry for the clutter behind me. I didn't have time to clean up. This is really in between my days. So for me, right now, it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Don't know what time it is over there. If you're here, let me know where you're from and so I can interact with you guys. I guess no one's here yet, so no problem. So I like to start off with the thing that stuck around the most for me this past week. I know it's Tuesday, but I will be looking from last Tuesday to this Tuesday because next Tuesday I will be back, but at a different time. So keep looking at my community posts on my YouTube channel, and next time you'll be able to catch me live. So this happened yesterday. Well, it started happening from this weekend. So I work from Monday till Tuesday, and then my colleague Arvid takes over from me from Friday and Saturday morning. So Saturday noon, he got an urgent call for a cat that was not doing well. So was not eating anything anymore for a few days. Um, what else was there? I'm gonna look it up just to make sure I have the right history. Because so the difficult thing here was that I had to take over after this cat was already with us. So was barely eating for days ever since Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4.5 days not eating, drinks a lot, pees a lot, there's less stool, so less poo, and just vomited a hairball. So that is not much to go on. This could mean a lot, okay? And also, we didn't know the age of the cat. So this was a castrated male cat or tomcat, as you might call it. And we hadn't seen this cat before, so this was a new patient for us. It used to go to a colleague nearby, but that colleague is a bit older. I think he's about to lessen his load or stop working, so he wasn't available, couldn't be reached. So this cat belonged to a very old lady, like in 80 plus of age, but she was very much mentally there. She just had a lot of physical problems. So my colleague went to her home and then he assessed the situation for this cat. So what he found was a lot of tartar on the teeth. So I might as well give you some tips when I see things happening. So tartar on the teeth is very common for cats. And it happens from 3 years or older, or sometimes even earlier. So if you give a lot of wet food, it will happen earlier. Wet food is not necessarily bad if you give a good quality of food, but I prefer that you mix it with the kibble. So they always have some kind of crunch. Um, Usually we prefer to keep wet food when there is actually a medical problem like urinary bladder stones or kidney problems, but it's not a real problem if your cat drinks well, that your cat doesn't get any wet food. We see a lot of cats that get gastrointestinal problems, so stomach and uh, intestinal problems, so vomiting, diarrhea from wet food. That's usually because there's a lot of bad quality in wet foods. So if you're going to give your cat wet food, and even if you're not, if you want to keep those teeth better, you need to start brushing those teeth, people. I know it's like a weird concept for some people, but we've been drilled during university that this is a necessity these days. Sorry, I have a little itch on my nose. So if you want to learn to do this the correct way, it's not going to work just putting your toothbrush in there and just start brushing. It's not going to work, especially for cats. Take your freaking time and take a look at one of my earlier videos about how to brush your cat's teeth. And it's a step-by-step a way that I'm teaching you how to brush your cat's teeth. And please don't skip any steps. If it's hard the first step, just keep going. Keep doing that first step until you and your cat are at ease with that first step, and then move on to the next step. Even if the first step seems a little bit too simple and you feel like you need to move along, don't. Especially for cats, it's not gonna work. So the other thing that he saw, so bad mouth odor goes along with the bad teeth. He had, so this is in Flemish, so I have to translate it on the spot. There was some inclination of urine scent. The eyes were a little bit deeper than normal, and there was some fluid coming from the inner eye corners. Furthermore, it was a clean, he was looking bright and relatively alert, a bit slower in moving, not much energy, has lost weight. So we calculate weight not only from the scales, but especially from the body condition score. And you can look this up in one of my videos as well. It's like, is my cat too fat or overweight or something like that? It's one of my earlier videos, one of the first few. It's a very good one to see if your cat is on its ideal weight or not. There's also one, if he's not, how to get your cat to lose weight. So very much dehydrated. That's what we see when the eye sockets are laying deeper in the eye, so you can actually peel the underlid off. Well, it's a weird way of saying it, but you can actually look down to the eyeball, and usually you cannot do that if the cat is well hydrated. And also you can take some skin on the back and release it, and if it stays upright, we call that skin turgor, then your cat is very much dehydrated, and this is not good at all. What he didn't mention, and I understand why, is the CVT, or the capillary refilling time. And this is something that we test to see if the cat is in shock or not. First of all, this cat had, and you can do this by pressing the gums, they're usually pink. If you press it, it becomes white for a very short period of time in healthy cats and humans and dogs, and then it returns to pink again. But this cat had very pigmented gums, and he was already pretty pale, so I think it was not all that good. So this cat had a body condition score of about 3 to 9, so it should be 4.5 to 5 on 9. There was also a little murmur in the heart, so this can mean something and nothing. So for cats who are feeling very bad or very ill, who can, if they're very ill, there can be a murmur on the heart that's completely normal, that will go away once they're treated for this illness. But it can be, in fact, a heart disease as well. So the ribs were very palpable, the spine vertebrae too, so that just means he's too skinny. But there was still some substance in the intestines, and it was supple and painless. So especially since the cat was dehydrated, was not eating well, vomited once. Okay, lady said it was a hairball, could have been not a hairball. It's very difficult for owners to see the difference sometimes. And from drinking and peeing a lot, and being an older cat, we didn't know the cat was at least more than 7, but if we saw the cat, we thought at least over 10. So over 10, 50 to 75% of cats have kidney failure or chronic kidney failure. The other things that can happen is that the thyroid is working too much, so hyperthyroidism. Trying to explain these things in the most normal language. If you cannot understand, please let me know in the comments below if you're not here live. And the third thing is it could be diabetes. This is very much something that can happen in cats, but cats can actually cure from diabetes. So to go in remission if it's treated properly. Not always, but it can happen. So in this cat wouldn't think about diabetes because yes, they will drink and pee more, but they'll also eat more and not gain weight. So it's very weird. For hyperthyroidism, uh, also a bit like this. Like, yeah, they may vomit, but they'll also keep eating a lot. And a lot of cats get very cranky. They'll get more whiny. They'll meow more, or they'll get a little bit more aggressive sometimes. So less likely as well. So we took the blood. Well, my colleague took the blood, and it was very much a kidney failure. So at this stage, the results were pretty bad, but you can never say there's a staging in kidney failure. So you have stage 1 until 4, and 4 is the end stage, and your cat only has like, if he reacts well to everything, a few months, maybe half a year to live. But that's theoretically. I've seen cats live even longer than that. So the cat doesn't always follow the rules in the books. That's what makes this profession interesting, always, even after 10 years that I'm a vet now. It keeps being interesting. So there was definitely kidney failure here. So my colleague put him on an infusion bag with natrium chloride. So it was natrium. I don't know what it is in English. I think it's the same. Anyways, so at least 48 hours, but the cat was not getting better. Well, it was stable, started to eat just a little bit. The next day, didn't eat at all. So this was no. So on Sunday, he did eat a little bit. And then he also got medication against vomiting and nausea and some vitamins to boost the metabolism. And also it is stimulating appetite. So Sunday was still not eating. I started his kidney medication. I didn't want to start it right away. I want to see if he made it through the night because kidney medication is pretty expensive. We did give him special food for kidneys right away. But yeah, if he's not eating, it's not going to help much. A special thing about food for kidneys is that it is lower in protein because kidneys cannot process it as well if they are in failure. So that's very important. Never give a cat in kidney failure meat as a treat because that's pure protein. The big tip I can give you. So I'm saying a lot, I guess. I am not edited in this live version. Don't know if you prefer this to my other videos, but it's something else. So I keep interrupting myself in my own story. It's amazing. May have ADHD. I'm not sure. So this cat was not eating Monday either. We started a glucose drip to get him a little more perked up. He was still, yeah, like Sunday, he was mowing at me, was not really moving around much, but still saw me, head was up, mowing at me. Monday, he was mowing just in the morning, in the tail. He had a tail wag like a dog. Very weird for a cat. Normally, for a cat, this means I am agitated and annoyed, aroused, if you might call it. Not in like we get aroused, but for cats, they call this arousal because it's going over the top if you keep stimulating them and then they might attack. But this cat was very sweet, was not about to attack anyone. So for this cat, the glucose drip did work a little bit, but then it stopped working and it only got worse. So this, and then in the afternoon, the cat was laying completely on his side. We call this lateral decubitus. It was, there was some slime from his mouth. He was keep on sliming because he was very nauseous, still even after medication. He was panting on his side. So very difficultly, I had to talk to the owner on the phone because she was too old to come over. To decide for euthanasia. She didn't want it at all, but this cat was suffering immensely. So I had to go for euthanasia for this cat. I don't like doing it, but I don't want cats to suffer either. So Very difficult. But this woman also told me that a year ago we had a full checkup. This cat, yeah, full checkup is what your vet said. I don't know what that means. So this can be just a physical exam and vaccines. This can be a full blood work. This can even mean like ultrasonic examination, X-rays. This can mean everything. So it didn't. Yeah. Also, a year for a cat is a huge difference. Like it really doesn't say anything more anymore about what his health is like right now. So yeah, you can say this had a checkup a year ago, but that really doesn't mean anything to me. Um, and kidney failure can, my God, I can't talk anymore. Kidney failure can decline very quickly. So what should have happened is the moment this cat stopped eating for even 2 days, she should have come to us already. And an older cat. And we already say that cats are senior from 7 years old because that is the earliest age we see kidney failure and hyperthyroidism the most. Well, not that common yet, but it's possible from 7 years old. We recommend that you come in for a checkup every 6 months. This is because cats will hide for as long as possible that there's something wrong with them. I know you want to help them. This is the biggest mistake you can make is think like, why would they hide it from me? I'm only trying to help. Well, your cat is not human. Stop finding human reasoning for your cat's behavior. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's completely different. So 99% of what your cat does has nothing to do with you, unfortunately. It's all about self-preservation, wanting things for themselves, feeling at ease and comfortable and relaxed and at home, and things are mine for a cat, very important. So, what is super important, the first thing you're gonna notice is a behavioral change in your cat when he's not feeling well. And that's something your cat can hide less. So, this is very interesting. And this is very much linked to the kind of personality that your cat has. So, very interesting to know this about your cat, what type of personality he has. So I made it very easy for you. I made a free quiz on what personality type your cat has, and I put a link in the description below. It's completely for free, and so you will know how your cat is most likely to react in stressful situations. Stress also being as when it's ill. So I hope that helps a lot. Also, when you get your results from the quiz, I do ask for your name and email, very open about that. But if you do, you get your results with 3 actionable steps tailored to your cat's personality type. They're different for each type, and you can implement them right away, and it will make a huge difference for your cat already, especially if there are any behavioral problems or there is stress or anything like that. But also if there's not, your cat will feel so much better and you will see a positive change nevertheless. So I hope that helps, and with that I will end this live stream. If there are any questions, leave them in the comments below, and hopefully next time you'll be in here with me on time so we can actually chat live. Bye!